Every day, you do the responsible thing with your money. You don't gamble. You avoid exorbitant credit card debt for designer clothes. You drive a car you can afford. By every standard metric of traditional finance, you are acting rationally. Yet the capital in your accounts is quietly evaporating. You are operating inside a highly optimized modern economy. It is an environment explicitly engineered to extract capital through microscopic, subperceptual transactions. The largest threats to your net worth are rarely the obvious bad investments or impulse buys. The real danger lies in small, highly normalized habits that disguise themselves as convenience, common sense, kindness, and even responsibility. They never trigger an alarm because society has deemed them acceptable. By isolating 10 of these specific daily habits and analyzing them through the rigorous lens of behavioral economics, we can identify the exact choice architectures causing this constant erosion of your wealth. Look at this matrix. We will categorize these 10 behaviors into 3 core pillars of extraction. The first pillar is systemic friction. This occurs when corporations weaponize our biological preference for the path of least resistance. The second pillar is cognitive distortion. This represents the precise manipulation of how your brain perceives value versus actual utility. The third pillar is passive erosion. This is the mathematical reality that in modern finance, total inaction guarantees a negative yield. Applying this taxonomy reveals a harsh truth. These daily leaks are not individual personal failures. They are observable, mathematically predictable systemic algorithms running in the background of your life. Systemic friction begins by targeting the brain's natural pain of paying response. To bypass this defense mechanism, companies deliberately fracture large costs into highly modular microtransactions. This formula demonstrates the math of modern convenience. You order a $15 meal, but by the time the algorithm layers on a delivery fee, a service charge, a small order fee, and a tip, your total resolves to $30. The baseline cost has doubled without providing a single extra calorie. You accept the charge because it feels like a localized Tuesday night decision. But repeating this friction-free transaction just 3 times a week mathematically guarantees an invisible annual drain of $1,500 to $2,300. That same systemic friction drives the subscription economy. Subscriptions operate exactly like background processing scripts on a computer, silently consuming your system's capital while you look the other way. Because these costs are placed entirely on autopilot, the average consumer underestimates their monthly subscription outflow by a minimum of $100. When you finally calculate the loss and attempt to cancel, you hit the retention algorithm. At the exact moment of cancellation, the system offers a heavily discounted bridging period, 70% off for 3 months. This is cognitive friction. The algorithm temporarily reduces the financial cost, specifically to ensure you do not cross the psychological threshold of permanently leaving the ecosystem. You stay to avoid feeling wasteful, leaving the background script running. The final systemic exploit flips this model upside down. It is the laziness tax, the penalty for administrative friction. Examine this flowchart mapping a single $35 late fee on a utility bill. The true cost is not the static fee. Because you forgot to pay on time, the late payment is reported to credit bureaus, which immediately triggers increased loan interest and higher insurance premiums. That single point of friction alters your algorithmic risk profile across multiple industries. Over a few years, one missed deadline quietly compounds into thousands of dollars in hidden premiums. Systemic friction ensures that the environment works against you. Taking no action, or taking the easiest action, results in continuous automated capital extraction. We move to the second pillar, cognitive distortion. This occurs the moment your brain stops evaluating the baseline utility of an item and begins evaluating abstract context instead. This chart illustrates manufactured price anchoring. Retailers artificially inflate an original price to $100, establishing an arbitrary baseline, only to immediately discount it to $60. Your brain shifts its primary question from, "Do I need this?" to, "Is this a good deal?" The red tag recruits you. You walk away believing you saved $40, when the mathematical reality is that you spent $60 you never intended to part with. This same distortion powers planned psychological obsolescence. We must distinguish here between actual functional failure and engineered psychological decay. The annual release cycle of phones and vehicles is not designed to provide revolutionary utility. It is designed to instill social discomfort. The moment a new device is announced, your perfectly functional older model is perceived as archaic. Accelerating your upgrade cycle, buying a new car every 3 years instead of running it for 10, is mathematically one of the most destructive forces to lifetime wealth generation. You are paying a massive premium entirely to avoid the feeling of falling behind. That emotional premium also drives our daily habits, specifically the routine treat and the daily work lunch. Both are governed by hedonic adaptation. This graph plots hedonic adaptation. An initial luxury, like a Friday dinner, yields high psychological reward. But your neurology adjusts quickly to the new normal, requiring exponentially escalating spending just to achieve the same dopamine baseline. Applied to the daily work lunch, a biological necessity becomes conflated with an emotional reward ritual. You feel you need the $12 meal to break up the structured workday. The math remains merciless. $12 a day equals $3,000 annually. Bringing food from home costs roughly $5 a day, or $1,200 a year. That is an $1,800 delta. An unexamined emotional habit is masquerading as a fixed living expense. Cognitive distortion weaponizes our own neurochemistry. By wrapping consumption in the language of self-care and savvy shopping, we trick ourselves into voluntarily funding our own financial drain. The final pillar is passive erosion. In modern economics, decisions that feel the safest often carry the highest mathematical risk. Consider the standard savings account. Parking large amounts of capital in a low-yield account during standard economic conditions is an active wealth destroyer disguised as financial responsibility. This timeline charts the exact equation. Compare a standard account yielding 1% interest against a macro environment running at 4% inflation. Over 5 years, a $10,000 deposit seemingly grows to $10,500 on paper, but its actual purchasing power decays to $8,500. You experience a silent theft of $2,000 in real value. The micro version of this is price variance apathy. This is the failure to optimize small, recurring structural costs because the immediate difference feels negligible. A $20 gap in car insurance, a $15 variance on a phone plan, and $10 in unexamined bank fees equal a $540 annual leakage. The loss occurs simply because you defaulted to what was familiar rather than what was mathematically optimal. But the most subversive form of inaction is social friction, which manifests as microdebts among peers. You split a group dinner bill evenly, even though your meal was half the price. You cover a $15 lunch for a friend and never ask for it back. You absorb the cost specifically to avoid interpersonal confrontation. Reframed mathematically, you are not practicing generosity. You are establishing a negative cash flow pattern explicitly to fund your own social discomfort. Passive erosion proves that a static financial state does not exist. Capital that is not aggressively optimized is actively being consumed by the environment. Look at the complete taxonomy. We can now see the exact architecture of invisible depletion: compounding convenience fees, hedonic adaptation, and inflation decay mapped side by side. Wealth retention is not strictly a function of maximizing your income generation. It requires fiercely defending your capital against these persistent micro-erosions within the system. The solution to this is not trying to summon more willpower every time you open an app or walk into a store. The solution is restructuring your personal choice architecture. You must remove automaticity from spending by unlinking credit cards from delivery apps and subscriptions, forcing a physical hurdle before a transaction. Simultaneously, you must apply strict automaticity to retention by setting up rigid autopay for all liabilities to eliminate the laziness tax. The modern market extracts capital precisely at the point where you stop doing the math. By converting your subconscious habits back into conscious calculations, you permanently close the leaks in your financial architecture.